think of ways to solve the Jacob problem. And I think one way, isolate Jacob, where he will do the least harm. Gray is one of those animals. Gray is very shy. But we also have a lady wolf. This could go real bad, but it could also be the start of a new family for Gray. Well, this is just foreshadowing. Jacob is cleaning up a spot that he will come to know very well. Hi Internet, and welcome to Blunderland. This is a long-form Rimworld Let's Play, and Rimworld is a simulator for, I want to say wolves, but it's unclear, and I want to say safety, but it's unclear, and I want to say good times, and I can, because there are. And Jacob's in the bungalow, and that... Okay, just clean it up. False alarm. False alarm. Two OGs here. We've got a lot of new friends, and I love that, but two of the earlier members taking care of each other. Love to see that. We do have a bustling little group here. I want to make sure that nobody... there's some predictable unhappiness, but for the most part, it sure does seem like there's not a lot of hate. There's not a lot of hate, other than in the places we'd expect it. And that for some reason Sly doesn't like, well... I guess we can guess why Sly doesn't like Phillips, can't we? Maybe with all these new friends, this might not just be Jacob's tomb. This might be a tomb for Jacob, and also... Well, do I want to make people live near Jacob? That's the question. We will play it by ear. Because also Jacob is not very healthy, and there's I'm not saying that Jacob is on the verge of death, but I will say that he is wise to wear that bulletproof vest. I put Phillips over here mostly for tactical reasons, so that he could sort of chop down this little spot, and then we'd have a clear line of sight for any invaders coming through this way. But the fringe benefit is, all of these bungalow babes are getting an eyeful right now. So, if Phillips isn't single much longer, we know why. I don't see... Okay, no one's breathing fog, because this sort of extremely dangerous and stupid setup has successfully warmed up this whole zone. You love to see that. You love to see that. Gray, are you a wolf or a man? I would just like to know. Just for reference. Because Tom is the man, but is definitely a cat. But Gray, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm looking at it, and first of all, Faina deserves a room that is not directly adjacent to a corpse garden. And there's so much space in here. This would be one heck of a tomb. Maybe more of a tomb than Jacob is entitled to. That sounds so mean now that I say it. Point being, I think we build some rooms in here. I think we put a heater nestled snug in here. And I think maybe Cave 2 is more than just a tomb. I think maybe Cave 2 is where the next door neighbors go. And then once we're done with this next door neighbor spot, once we've kind of filled this out, which will take a while, it'll take a while, but once it is, you know, I know that the game said something about ancient danger living here, and like, what? Like, what could that's nothing, right? I am pretty sure that's nothing. So once we've got some folks in here, we're gonna go ahead and crack this wall open and laugh at the ancient danger, so-called, that lurks inside, or doesn't lurk inside. Because if it's not danger, it doesn't lurk, and it's not danger, so it doesn't lurk. Damn, Jamie. Lucas, I love the new look. Professorial, clever, crafty, I love it. Well, here's this. Let's see what... Unacceptable! 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 Rittenhouse, get in there. There you go. Jacob, what are we gonna do with you? Jacob, think about the pistol... Well, think about the revolver whipping you just received, and how deserved it was. Think about your choices, Jacob. I've put up with a lot from this guy. Because he is a man of mystery and he's charismatic and we like him. But now the single reason Jacob isn't out on his elderly keister in the cold is that he was attacking, not killing. But Jacob, you are on notice. Yeah, walk on by, Tom. Taunt him. Ha! Yep, stop, look at him. Look at him and say, oh, here I am. You tried to get me? I'm worried about Madam Beaver. There's only so much tree left. I'm worried about Madam Beaver. In a big way. Looks like we're going to be doing a lot more crafts in this area, so I think we might as well smooth it out. Make it a nicer spot. You know, make it a prettier spot, and then also make it a spot where, and this is a crazy idea, a spot where you can see. A spot with visibility. A spot for you and me. Well, winter started a little bit early. We already have a little bit of a snow sitch. I'm getting bad memories of last winter, and I mean this time we are so much better off in terms of food and friends, and that's great, but I can't help but remember that winter wasn't when we shined last year. The fact that Faina has chopped so many trees down, originally it was a little bit confusing, but it kind of makes sense when you remember journalism. So what she's doing now is securing the means of distribution by securing the paper. You might notice that Lucas is not as good as Rittenhouse at convincing people. Her chances are lower. She doesn't have a TV show she can talk about. She's just telling boring mafia stories, and that's fine. Right now, we really need Rittenhouse to be cooking, if last winter was any indication. So for now, Lucas will just, keep them entertained, and then when Rittenhouse has done most of the cooking, he'll go straight back to getting everybody back on board. I have noticed occasionally that sometimes people struggle to, like the medicine's down here, the hospital's up here. I'm gonna make a little stash of medicine in this healing nook. And this will be where the medicine lives, because it's where the medical emergencies live also. Well, this is a fun bunch. This is a fun little group. This is a fun gathering. With these smoother floors and some light, put some light on the subject, we are going to be much better at science. We're going to science the hell out of all these mysteries of research. This is going to go from mostly gray to mostly green, like, tomorrow. Well, it's actually nice to see a breakdown that isn't Jacob. Normally I'd worry about Faina being sort of in the general vicinity of the crossfire, but this is Jamie. And Jamie is damn good at bow. I am gonna slow down on the trees, though. I think we got a pretty good stock of wood now. Knock on. Well, you know. God damn. And you will know us by our trail of raspberry juice, huh? What's Scrug got to do with it? Got to do with it? What's Scrug but a secondary potion? What's Scrug? Oh! Oh, that went bad! Oh, that went bad! That went bad, that went bad. Oh, yikes, yikes, yikes! Yikes! Gray no longer has a date. Bad news, crew. Thing one is, oh god, okay. Sly, please hang tough, my man. Nope. Rittenhouse, siphon filter on 1,000. That's the stuff. Oh, well, that's not all the stuff. Okay, Rittenhouse, do gun, Rittenhouse. And do good gun if you can. Hang tight, Rittenhouse. Okay. So Rittenhouse has some scratches. It happens. Sly has some stabby scratches of his own. Jacob is missing his whole deal. Jacob has lost. Well, okay. I'll say this. I'll say, Gray, if I find out you're a furry, there's gonna be hell to pay, okay? Okay, Rittenhouse, you go rest up, you go take care of business. Oh my god, okay, so Phillips is in a bad state. I love the hair, but Phillips, I think maybe a hat so you don't freeze to death would be better. Meanwhile. Okay, recap. Jacob decided to try his hand at some animal husbandry, and it was an expensive mistake. It was a very expensive mistake for Jacob. There is a solution for this, because Fane has been doing that hard work, and now we've got a ton of extra wood stuffs. There's some nasty options here that we're not gonna mess with, but we also have the option to give him a cool, fun pirate peg leg. Mobility was never Jacob's speciality, was it? Faina's taking care of Rittenhouse, love to see that, happy to see that. And Ginny is getting a leg. Ginny is grabbing a leg that she's gonna need in a minute, because we have some General Hospital, Grey's Anatomy, Dr. House MD style work to do. To whatever extent that Jacob was in charge of animal husbandry, that's over. Jacob will no longer be an animal man, even kind of. He's got his peg leg. He's anesthetized, which is the nicest thing that's ever happened to him. Alright, okay. Could have been worse. Well, the scenesters, who claim to be our buds now, not so much feels like.